What's up guys, back at the shop. We got Pedro back over here helping out on the bathroom. He's in there doing his thing, but I wanted to show you guys something that we got done in the shop over the last few days. If you look at this wall right here, you can see all these pipes that run along the wall, and there used to be a pipe that tied into this one right here. You can see where it used to be along the wall because it was there when we painted it, and then we later took that pipe off. But the pipe that was right here actually ran down into the oil pit, because for those of you who don't know, we have an oil pit right here under the MR2, and there used to be a little oil tank with a pump down there, and when they would service stuff with this oil pit, they would pour the oil into this tank over here, and then they actually had a pump. They would pump the oil back up through that pipe, and it tied into this one, and then that would go straight out the side of the building. And then there used to be an oil tank right outside in here in this little thing back here. You can see where we kind of built a room. I'll get more into that in just a sec. But the oil would run out to that, and they had oil collection tanks outside, but obviously we're not using any of that anymore. So we took that line off, and what we ended up doing is we tied this old metal tube into this PVC pipe right here, and this PVC pipe was actually the old air system in the building. You can see it goes up and it tees off out that way. That goes over along the ceiling all the way over, runs along the wall, and if you look over here, comes down by these cabinets, and we have a air chuck right here, and then the other end of the PVC goes into the wall, and that goes out that way, and that goes to the rest of the shop. But I have this air hose right here. It's not the right fitting, but just wanted to show you guys that if we push this in right here, we do have air. This is just the wrong fitting, so it won't fit that exact air chuck right there, but all the PVC lines are pressurized, so the shop's air system is back up and running. And as I just showed you guys, this PVC pipe right here goes through the wall there, comes out, tees off that way. This goes all the way down, and you can see right here where it runs along the wall. That comes down. Right now that end's just capped off, but it used to run into some stuff over here with some fittings. But this goes all the way back, all the way to the very end of the building. And then we have air fittings just spread out throughout the building. We got this fitting right here next to Emilio's toolbox. This one comes down right to here, and Brent is now using that one for the dyno. We no longer have to run this thing off a separate air compressor. We have a pipe that runs right down over here on Jamie's side. Has some air chucks right there. That's all hooked up too. We have another one that comes down right here, right above this workbench. And then that goes all the way over this way. There's one right here as well. Looks like that's hooked up to a little hose reel right there. Looks like Shane's using that one. Then that still continues to go over here. We have two more fittings right there, all the way over. And also if you look up here, you can see where it comes out and over, and it actually ties in over here as well. This is a hose reel that Sean had, and he tied it into the air, so he has his little reel and he has his hose hanging from that, so he can get to everything over here on his side. The PVC even comes over here, and there's air fittings on these walls as well. Even if you come outside, we have some fittings sticking on the outside of the building right out here by the doors. We got one there. Then we also have a second one right here just outside of the dyno bay. And there's also a fitting right here on the inside as well. But yeah, we got the air all hooked up. It was really cool that this building already had an air system that we could just kind of tap into. And we made a really good use out of that old oil pipe that ran outside. Just tapped that into the PVC, tapped it into the air lines, and the building has air again. So it's a lot nicer than using little air compressors. For the longest time, Brent has just been using an air compressor to power the dyno, and the brakes didn't really work all that great because it wasn't strong enough. And anytime we needed an air compressor over here, we had to wheel one over. Now we have air everywhere in the building, so it is a lot nicer for sure. Getting it finished up. Looking good. Where have you been? Everyone's been asking about you.
Bro, I've been helping out a friend of ours called Russ, doing some flooring.
Same guy that did our windowsills?
Yeah.
All that for one little piece.
All this for one little piece. That's going right there. Right there.
You like the front plate we put on there? Or the cover?
Man, that's amazing. That's unreal.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah.
You want to show them what else you got?
Oh yeah. Thomas sent me this shirt.
That's awesome.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
show enough. I also didn't show this at all.
oh yeah, it's coming, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, so this is just a mock-up engine. But we got it in, and I think we'll start building some craziness, you know?
Got the J series in there.
Yeah.
That's gonna come up on the converter.
Yeah, that'll come up on the converter.
I'll have all the torque.
Yeah.
That's
And I
gonna
have
be
a stack
sick.
with different stalls, so like we'll be able to like play a lot. So.
Dude, this thing's gonna be nuts. It looks
Yeah.
so crazy with the V6 in there.
Yeah. I can't wait to get a reaction video of you. Like,
That's gonna be nuts.
it'd be awesome, man.
What are you thinking for turbos? Gonna do twins?
Yeah,
Big single?
Everyone's kind of saying twins, so
I feel like it
we
should be
just do
twins.
your eBay style deals.
Just two of them? Just like,
Yeah, just two of them, just try.
that'd be sick.
Let's just have some fun.
It looks so crazy.
It looks better. It like actually looks like.
I think it fits better, yeah. It's,
I think a plenum like this, you know, and then a couple boost pipes that go like this, or hang the turbos back here and go to, you know, either way it'll be easy.
it looks like it's a little shorter than the K series was
It's
too.
a lot shorter. So the other engine, yeah, the pulley was kind of over this tube, so
It was meant to be.
it is.
It's gonna fly
It's
with
what I
that thing in
made
there.
for, you know.
Now it's really gonna bully some people.
Yeah.
That just looks nuts.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like some pipes to make it look like two muscles and just have the turbo and the turbo.
Right? Two muscles. Have some horns of the up pipes.
You just wanna try to get it running like with the stock motor for now?
Yeah, I think I'll do that. and
Just
get
to
it
test
running.
things out?
To test things out, and I don't know. I've seen some guys make some crazy power in the stock engine, so it'll be good just to like.
I mean, even if it made
Warm
like
up.
600 or 700 on the
Yeah.
stock motor, that'd be enough to have fun with it.
Oh yeah. And then we could just build stuff up from there. We'll just do the steps like everybody else does. Just a bigger, crazier chassis, right?
Yeah. I mean, the chassis is already ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, they're really, really cheap. Anybody that prices J stuff out, you know, they're a couple $100.
Yeah, and there's probably like 10 Odysseys at the junkyard with J's in
If you
them
were
right
to
now.
Pull it, that's probably only $150.
You make this thing go like at 7. What you made it to do.
Yeah. Literally. It's already done a 9, so.
Yeah, it's done 9/9, so now you gotta
That was
go.
easy.
Now the next step is deep 9s.
Yeah, you just gotta get
and
the
then
second
8s,
gear.
and then deep 8s, and then high 7s.
Yep. Yeah, because Kyle's Civic's actually faster than this right now. You have gone faster than this car.
Yeah, because this went a 9/9 and I went a 9/8
Yeah.
in mine.
I think your 9.8 is like the exact same as my 9.8. My first.
It's the
9.8.
same mile an hour.
I know.
I know
think
it's
we,
the same mile an
I think
hour.
we ran almost like the identical time. I'm gonna find my slip, but it was like. almost
It's really
identical.
close, yeah.
It's pretty rad.
Both of our first 9-second passes were both 9/8s at 147, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
I remember the mile an hour was the same, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah. So many years later.
Yeah, 18 years later,
18 years later.
because that your plaque is from 01. All right, so right now I'm working on mounting the Kirkies in the MR2. I didn't really go over too much of what I've done so far, but I'll briefly explain what we have going on. So these are the factory seat brackets right here, and they used to have the factory kind of mounting brackets for the seats. This was actually riveted on right here, and then there was a set of some similar brackets on the other side. It had 3 kind of rivets going right through here, and I ground the tops of those off, and then I used an air hammer to chisel this whole piece off. And we got that out of the way, and that left us with just a nice flat piece right here. This morning I went to a friend of Brent's that actually has a CNC plasma table. He's only like 10 minutes from us, and he had a whole bunch of these little tabs already cut out. They're just a simple little tab with a hole in them, and these are perfect for what I'm trying to do. They're a little thicker than we need, but they work great. I already got these back 2 tacked on here, and I just went, you know, right on top to where we took that old piece off, and I tried to get the seat as far over to the center as we could to give us room for the door bar, and then it also gives us more room up top to when we have to run the halo right through here, because these seats are pretty tall, so I'm trying to give as much room as we can. But we got the seat sitting right where we wanted it. We made sure these 2 racks are in line with each other and they're not like off center, because we're still going to be able to adjust the seats. But yeah, we just kind of went from there. I just kind of mocked it up, and I already drilled 2 holes in the back of this seat right here, and we got these back 2 tabs, you know, right where we need them to be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some more weld on these guys right here to stiffen them up, because they're just tacked on there right now. And we're going to put the seat back on one more time, and then we'll be able to see where we want to angle it, because right now it can pivot on these back two, and we'll tilt it back to where we think it needs to be, you know, just kind of whatever's comfortable, and as long as it looks good. And then we're going to add our front two tabs, and then we can get this tacked on, lean it back and make a mark to drill our front hole, and then we can just kind of do the same thing, get it fully welded, and then bolt it all up, and we'll have our seat in the car. I'm kind of testing all this out with the passenger side just to make sure it fits how I like, and then once we get the passenger one done, we'll go ahead and move on to the driver's seat. So yeah, didn't show too much of taking this bracket apart, but I think you guys kind of get the idea. When we move on to the driver's side, we'll show a little bit more of that, but I think it's coming out great so far.
Dang.
Look at that one, dude.
Even the seat brackets gets dimes. That's nice.
That one came out pretty, dude.
But those ain't going nowhere.
Straight dimes. So we got our seat mounted on the back tabs that we welded on, and we tightened these down pretty tight so that it's hard for it to move back and forth. And I sat down in it, and we just kind of felt it out where we want the angle to be, and this is where we like it, right here. So now what we're gonna do is put this other tab on the front right here, gonna tack that guy on, drill a hole through that, and then we can get this bolted on. Then we can go ahead and weld this one on as well, and that's gonna hold the seat at the angle we want. So we're not gonna be able to adjust the angle after we get this one on there. We can still slide it back and forth since we're on the stock rails, but once we weld it up, it's gonna be stuck in the position we want it at. So I just made sure that it was comfortable. I found a happy medium for it, so I like it right there. We're gonna go ahead and tack this front one on, and then drill that hole, get this bolt on, and then we can take it out, and then we can get the fourth one just welded on, because these three are gonna pretty much hold everything in place. And then we'll just do that last one out of the car.
Oh man.
Boostedboiz custom.
Holy crap. Dude, you did a good job too.
I got my weld.
Oh, I saw, that's the first thing I saw.
I'm happy
It
with
was
that
blinging.
weld. Look at that.
I am too. I walked around the corner, I saw the weld.
We just don't have the front ones done yet, but we got both the back ones are welded fully, and then right now it's really tight because we're setting the angle.
It almost looks like you know what you're doing.
Still a recliner right now.
That's
I'd probably give it a little bit of angle like that. Gives you a little bit more. Like if
That
you're gonna.
much?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. You're
he wants to go to sleep in that thing.
he's in a lazy boy right now.
Yeah. Total lazy boy.
We'll kick up a little footrest under it.
Hey, Kyle said the same thing though when he sat in it. I was like, I don't know, that's a little too far.
It does feel
Wait,
more comfy
back.
back there.
No, I'm okay with it being a little
This
more.
is how you decide.
That's on this side, and then this one is on. That's as far as we can.
Nice. Yeah, give you more room here for your door bar. That's
And
perfect.
doing that, it helps give more here. Absolutely. We hung it up and it actually clears. So
Perfect. Yeah, hug your other one just as tight. But I think that looks good right there. And kicking it back drops your butt back in there just a little further, gives you a little more headroom.
Is it Sean approved?
We'll see when it's done.
He's gonna put a stamp on it.
so far, guys.
Yeah. It's got some ways to go, but it's getting there.
Got a lot done.
Yeah. Now you got a good idea of this seat. And next one should go real quick.
So this is our compressor room.
Yep.
Sean and his dad came and built this a few days ago. This is like a concrete pit, I guess, where they used to keep the oil tank.
Oil tank,
And
yep.
that's where that line ran to the tank, but they repurposed it into an air compressor room. Got Brent's old air compressor in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Man.
I should have filmed you guys trying to get that thing in here.
Yep.
On the frickin' on Jamie's little excavator.
Aerial.
We're gonna put a second one in here too, and a heater, and insulate the whole thing, and it'll be rad.
It already looks really good. So yeah, they just tied it in right there. And that goes up and out into the building. And they ran all the electrical for it because it runs on 220.
Chris and Dustin came and busted that stuff out again. And then we got a big on-off valve, so we can shut the air off to the building.
Yeah, that's nice.
Service all our lines.
And this is all 400 PSI, Schedule 40 PVC, so no worries there.
Yeah, they just about dropped it trying to lift it over that wall.
Well, yeah. We did drop it. Yeah, we did drop it. It just didn't fall all the way down.
It didn't fall all the way down.
No, it was,
No, I rolled my ankle on a piece of concrete over here.
it was hanging sideways.
I will provide a picture of the ankle if you would like. On
But the pallet was sitting here sideways, and we were here holding it.
Yeah, it was leaned against the frame right here, stuck. And we were trying to keep it from rolling into the gap and hitting the head on the ground.
The mini X
Yeah.
just wouldn't pick it up high enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the straps kind of popped off. It was pretty sketchy.
But we got it.
It
But
didn't
it's
break
in and it
anything.
works.
It just knocked a couple of filters off.
They're all good now.
Yeah. It's a lot better than using the
Yeah.
separate air compressor for the dyno and everything.
Yep.
Came out awesome
Bring a
though.
little awning, keep the weather off of it. Put it right here. And
We'll side it
all
and we'll put some
self-contained.
paint on it and it'll look like a shed. So
We were saying you could just live in there if you wanted to.
he kept saying that was my house.
Just put a little hammock in there.
Brent's crack shack. Yeah, you're smoking my cigarettes. What are you doing, boys? Get off the grass.
don't make me put my cigarette in this oil drum. It might be full of gasoline.
But yeah, it's coming. It's rad, man.
We have air.
Keeps it nice and quiet in the shop.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry about the compressor noise before.
I got the little wire hooked up underneath. Slider.
Oh shoot.
Adjustable Kirkies. Hell yeah.
I can cut hair.
I know everyone's saying I need a haircut.
Yeah, so
You wanna give me
I
a
think
trim?
we're gonna have to bring the clippers and straighten you up.
I can't say that because my shit's long too.
Both of y'all.
Shay needs a haircut too.
I do.
It's worse than mine.
Just need to bring a barber over
way
here and
long.
just hook us up.
I got one.
Just put a bowl on you.
It's agenda. You know what I mean? Let's get the massage, shampoo massage. Talk about the drama.
The whole shebang.
That's how you do it? Damn. The rest just cleans off with the sponge to finish her off.
I gotta wait for a little bit for it to settle up. And then, yeah, start wiping it with the sponge.
What, dude? No way, bro.
We're official now, bro.
BE official. That's awesome. BO official.
Damn.
Crap.
So when we go places, we can hang it up. If we get a tent or something.
That's wicked.
That thing's so
Nice,
sick.
man.
With the turbos in the back there.
That is amazing.
Tony did it.
You're missing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, she has a finger hooked up
You're
too.
missing something.
What?
What do you think, Pedro?
Pedro for president. Talk about a day, right?
And we have more tomorrow too.
Today's just been exciting all day.
Surprises all day.
Oh yeah.
Dang, Pedro. That's looking nice. Got the grout all done. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Just gotta do the shower, and then you'll be in there.
Put the sink back in.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that color too. It matches good.
Yeah, do you see that? Look at
You guys
that.
didn't see the color I picked.
Oh, the color for the grout?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do different colors.
Yeah. That one's perfect.
That looks so good. This bathroom's coming out great. And then look, you got the shower done.
Yeah, he found those extra pieces that we needed.
That's looking really good.
Some MTV Crib stuff right there.
All right, so we got the passenger seat pretty much done. All we have to do now is just take the rails back off and weld the insides right here, but that won't take long at all. We got the outsides completely welded. Looks awesome. That should be plenty strong. She's all bolted down. So now we're gonna move on to the driver's seat. Now that we know this works out, got it tested out on the passenger seat and it came out great. So we're just gonna do the same thing to the driver's seat. And this is the part we didn't film, is just taking it apart. It's really simple. There's just some 12s here on the side holding the rail to the seat. And then on this side, we have to pop off all this plastic covering and get to the bolts underneath there. And then there's also some 14s that go back up in here on this back piece right here. So we have to kind of lift up the fabric to get to those. But once we get all those bolts off, these come right out. And just have a clip on that. All right, so we just got this seat bracket off, and these factory brackets are held on by these like rivets right here. You can see this one has 2 right there. This guy has 1, and then this big piece has 3, one in the front, middle, and then there's one tucked back here under the spring. So now we just got to take the angle grinder, and I'm gonna grind those flat, and then we'll just take our air hammer and hammer those off. They just pop right off, and then we can get it all ground down, get this paint off so we can get it ready to be welded, bolt this in there, and we'll just do it just like how we did the passenger side. Almost there. Those off and clean them up. Should be good to go. All right, so we got those stock bracket things all air hammered off. I took the angle grinder and we cleaned off all the paint right here, just like how we did the passenger side. And I already went ahead and drilled the first hole on this seat, and I put one of the tabs on there. To do this hole, I just went off the same measurements I did on that one. Just put the hole in the same exact place, and it looks like it's gonna line up perfect. So now it's just the same process as we did that one. We set this one in here just like that. And also another thing I did is I set the rails to the same position. So underneath, when you pull this handle right here to pull your seat forward and backward, there's like a little tab that folds over teeth, you know, to lock it in place. And I put it the same amount of teeth apart, so like each bracket matches each other. So basically what I'm trying to say is that seat is gonna be right there, and then I just have to match this seat to that one. I'm just gonna eyeball it, and then they'll even match, you know, exactly how far they can both travel. So one's not gonna be maxed out before the other. They're both gonna have the same amount of travel. Just trying to make it look good, but yeah, gonna set this one in there, do it just like how I did that, and then we're gonna tack this tab right there. We're gonna tack it as far over this way as we can to get more clearance for the hoop and door bars and everything, just like that side, and get her mounted. The carpet caught on fire for a second, but then it went out. We definitely should have taken the carpet out before we did this, but it's all right. That side was fine, and it just barely got hot right there. All right, so I just got these 2 back tabs welded on, and we got it bolted back up. So now we just have to find the angle, and I'm gonna go ahead and sit in it, but we're probably just gonna match the passenger seat pretty close because I did like how that one felt, but always good to double check. So I'm gonna sit down in it and feel her out, and then we can add our front tab right here. Get that where it needs to be. Then we'll drill our hole for that. Get the other side, and the seat will be ready to go. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Ready for some wheelies, dude. Climb lever right here.
Yeah, you can't lean back too far because
It'd be so nice if they could recline still.
imagine like it reclining and you're in a wheelie. You feel like you're doing a backflip.
Bolts coming out, and you're just like.
Looks good.
Yeah, right about there. Feels good. All right, so we got this front tab all welded up, got the angle where we want it, and now we just have to add the 4th tab, but that one's really easy. We literally just have to take it off and then, you know, just slap it on there. We don't need to measure anything for that one. But yeah, the seats are pretty much in besides that final tab and then just some final welding, but that's where they're gonna be. They came out sweet. We're gonna go ahead and throw the covers on real quick before we get out of here. And to show you guys how much padding these things actually come with, It's pretty thick.
That's a
For
lot.
those of you who are worried that they might not be very comfortable, when you buy the pads for these, they're actually really comfy. So I'm gonna throw them on real quick and see how everything looks. And these are nice, they just snap on. Like that.
See how it feels.
And bolt the steering wheel back up.
It's where you're gonna live, dude. It's your office.
She's ready. Oh, yeah, the best part.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That feels good. It's kind of crazy this is finally happening, honestly.
Right?
MR2's finally going race car. After all this time.
It's real now.
I feel like we're busting it out at a decent rate.
Yeah. I feel like it's only been like 2 days.
Yeah, it's been only like 2 days of actual work.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that you put the rails on it though. I kind of like, you know, other people just weld their seats in.
Yeah, they just make them solid. I love having the rails.
Yeah.
You can still adjust.
See how they feel, bro. Maybe you should put some in your WRX.
I should.
Just race it like that.
Yeah. This is really good.
How much clearance I have. Oh yeah, we should be good.
Let's go, dog. Take me on a ride.
Fired up. Yeah, there should be plenty of room for the bar right here. Won't hit my head. And I also want to try to make it so we can still open these with the cage. I need to leave like a little bit of gap or put the bar more up in here. We'll figure that out as we go too. But we got to take the T-tops off still. All right guys, we're getting out of here for tonight. We got the seats all mounted up in the MR2. I think they came out amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Really happy with them. But yep, pretty much spent all of today getting those installed, and then we also showed the what up? Pedro also got a whole lot done on the bathroom. He got all the grout in between the tile done. The shower is pretty much all finished up besides the faucets and handles and everything like that, but bathroom is looking sweet. We got the sink back in here. That still needs to be hooked up, but this is just awesome. He did such a good job.
Now we just need to paint it and hook up our 2 LEDs. We're almost there. Get a shower curtain.
Oh yeah, Pedro got out of here a little bit ago, but he killed it. So huge thanks to Pedro, like always. And also a huge thanks to Sean for helping me out with any questions we had on the MR2. He helped us out quite a bit today with the seats as well, but got all that done. So it's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.